cereals.
Sometimes the best part of traveling is trying all the different food other cultures have. Although it can be little things like a certain type of juice or cereal that you tried in Europe you will never find in North America that really sets you back. So let's pour a bowl of the top 10 breakfast cereals Americans wish they had.
My whole life, I believed that America was number one.
Lion cereal from Europe and the Middle East.
You're a lion.
Lion cereal is a crunchy, caramel, flaked Nestle product that is based on the bar version Lion Bars that features, you guessed it, a lion mascot. It is actually one of the many Nestle cereal products that feature a wild animal as a mascot, but it is one of the few that didn't start out as a powder mix for drinks. The cereal has a crisp caramel chocolate flavor that is filled with sugar and carbs, perfect as your first meal of the day. The cereal was first introduced in the early 2000s, but was unfortunately discontinued for unknown reasons in 2003. It wasn't until 2011 that the cereal came back to shelves in a new and slightly improved way.
Oh, thank God.
It's only available across the European and Middle Eastern countries, but it is imported into North America by third parties, so you could always hunt it down online. The cereal is relatively healthy, to a point. It's mainly a whole grain flake shape that is both chocolate and caramel flavored and boasts a high content of B vitamins.
Ooh, vitamin B, the second best vitamin.
Milo breakfast cereal from Australia.
Some of the good stuff, right?
Milo is an Australian sport cereal that boasts about giving your child tons of energy to kickstart their day. But in reality, it's basically just Nesquik, and the energy comes from the insane amount of sugar in it, about 78 grams. As another Nestle product, it is incredibly delicious and will give you an early morning sugar rush.
Can't stop now, I'm having a sugar rush!
It, like Nesquik, was inspired by its powder version that went into water, yes water, or milk, and turned it into a chocolate drink. The cereal isn't all bad though, as it does provide a sufficient amount of vitamins and nutrients, like iron, B2, and B3. But let's face it, the main thing here is that this cereal is delicious and, sadly, in the clutches of a 22-hour flight to Australia.
But that's so far away.
Kosmostars cereal from Russia.
Reach for the stars, baby!
Yeah!
Kosmostars are a delicious bowl of cosmic, sugary goodness that are dedicated to teaching you about space and are a little bit like Honey Nut Cheerios, except the shape is different. Instead of little donut shapes, Kosmostars appropriately sport rocket and star shapes. Its mascot is an intergalactic bear named Captain Star, truly the original Star-Lord, and the cereal itself is little whole grain pieces covered in honey. The cereal is regrettably exclusive to Russia, but it can be exported to Spain or Portugal, so rude of them not to share.
I mean rude!
Apparently, the back of the box features an educational illustration of all the planets and their names. This cereal is perfect for any underage or of-age astronaut living in your space station. In fact, the cereal is actually meant to inspire its fans to become more educated about space, and its mission statement claims that the entire brand is dedicated to nurturing children's curiosity of the stars and planets around them. Perhaps the Russians bring a box to the ISS sometimes.
I wanted to go to space so bad.
Miel Pops from France.
What is that?
That's French.
Miel Pops is a French cereal that is basically what would happen if you smashed Honey Nut Cheerios and Corn Pops together. The cereal is made by Kellogg's and even has a honeybee mascot named Pops, who replaced a different honeybee named Loopy. Apparently, it's a very competitive business for bees. Just shows you how lucky the honey nut bee really is.
What do you think, Buzzy boy? Are you bee enough?
Honey Nut Cheerios has a high content of sugar and other sweeteners, while Miel Pops has a much higher honey content, which makes it naturally sweeter. This could be caused by European Union regulations on artificial sweeteners, which causes food companies like Cadbury, Kellogg's, and others to change the recipe for different regions. It's probably because of the more natural sweet flavor by the honey that make it the French bee queen of the honey cereals. Like many others, it can be exported, but you will probably have a hard time tracking it down in North America.
You and I, son. We will find it.
Chocapic cereal from Europe and Latin America.
Are they chocolatey?
Yeah.
Another chocolate breakfast treat from Nestle, Chocapic is what happens when you make frosted flakes completely out of whole grain and chocolate, and it sort of looks like Milo cereal, also owned by Nestle. The cereal was first introduced in 1984 and is fronted by a chocolate-loving dog for a mascot, which is kind of ironic and probably dangerous for actual dogs since chocolate is lethal to them. So please don't give them any of this cereal. Even though it is insanely sugary, it is sort of healthy.
That's a lie. Come on, man.
It does boast calcium and vitamin D, as well as iron and fiber, but it probably isn't the best source for these things. The cereal itself is supposed to be in the shape of flower petals. The cereal is famous for being very genuine in its chocolate taste, and the real kicker is that pretty much everyone outside of North America is able to enjoy it, so that kind of sucks for us.
It's not fair!
Strawberry Pops cereal from South Africa.
Strawberries.
Strawberry Pops are a Kellogg's cereal that are only available in South Africa, which is really unfortunate because these little strawberry suckers are absolutely delicious and a nice alternative to the mainstream chocolate cereals. They are essentially a strawberry-flavored version of the American Rice Krispie cereal, and instead of 3 little bakers, there is a cool seal as the mascot.
He's the first cool guy I've ever been friends with in my whole life.
The cereal is about as healthy as chocolate Rice Krispies and are just as delicious as its American counterpart, if not more, depending on your preference. If you were a kid in South Africa, you would most likely be going grocery shopping with your mom every single time and begging them endlessly to let you have this every day. It's one of those cereals that tastes so good and makes you so hyper, you are actually excited to get out of bed on a Monday morning just to go eat a bowl, unless your older sibling already ate the entire box by hand.
How could you?
Nescau breakfast cereal from Brazil.
This is Brazil.
Nescau is a crunchy, sugary, chocolatey Nestle cereal that is only available in Brazil. Unsurprisingly, the cereal was inspired by a powder version of the same name. It turns out most of Nestle products are delicious chocolate powders turned cereals. The product launched in 1932, with the name being a cross between the Portuguese word for cocoa, cacao, and the company name Nestle. Pretty smart way to sell a product, and it obviously worked as it is one of the most popular chocolate powders in the country.
Yeah, not bad.
It was even one of the primary sponsors of the Brazilian national soccer team for the World Cup. The product looks like Nesquik, but it tastes way more like genuine chocolate, which is probably thanks to the fact that cocoa grows naturally in Brazil and doesn't need to be shipped halfway across the world, which reduces the need for certain preservation methods. Cocoa trees grow naturally in climates like that of Brazil and account for a large part of their agriculture. This product could be considered a sort of national pride in terms of breakfast cereals.
Sorry to bother you. Love your chocolate cereal.
Vitalis cereal from Germany.
Trip to Germany. Germany is awesome.
Vitalis is an oat-like German cereal created by Dr. Oetker that is truly delicious, and one of the few on this list that is relatively healthy. The cereal is kind of like oatmeal crisp, but better. Think of it as the cereal your parents would give you to trick you into eating healthy in the mornings, or the one they told you was really gross so they could keep it all to themselves. It consists of almonds, oat flakes, and whole milk chocolate pieces that could honestly come straight from the Hershey factory. The 14 grams of sugar it contains comes mostly from the almonds and chocolate and is balanced out by the 11 grams of protein and 13 grams of fiber.
Perfect balance.
Which is a good change of pace, considering many chocolate cereals get their sugar content from just adding sugar and sweeteners. Vitalis is one of those cereals that should have a commercial where nobody shares it, because it's that good. You feel like you're eating a bowl of chocolate bars with some crunch, but you're also being really healthy about it, so no guilt. Sadly, the only place to get it outside of Germany is Austria, so if you ever go there, maybe bring back a few boxes.
Don't worry, dude, chill. I got us tickets.
Kariot cereal from Israel.
Where are you from?
Israel.
Now, Kariot is truly an iconic breakfast cereal. It is the type of cereal you would be begging your mom to buy at the grocery store. It's also a unique product as it was the first to have chocolate in the middle. It is an incredibly delicious and unhealthy nougat cream-filled cereal that is loaded with sugar and chocolate.
I need chocolate.
You might notice that they look exactly like Crave cereal pieces, but that is because the minds behind Crave were actually inspired by this cereal. Kariot was launched by a company called Telma in 1994 in Israel and became the very first chocolate-filled cereal in history. Truly groundbreaking. The name is even Hebrew for pillows, which are the shape the cereal pieces resemble. The center is filled with a delicious hazelnut chocolate that would give you a sugar rush to last you until dinner time. The product is exclusive to Israel, and the only way you can get it on the outside is if you order it online from a place like Amazon. There are no artificial preservatives or anything like that in the cereal though, so it might taste a little stale by the time it arrives. Better to just take a trip to Israel and enjoy it, or they could just share it.
Come on, buddy. Share with us.
Golden Nuggets breakfast cereal from the United Kingdom.
We have struck gold our first time out.
Golden Nuggets is kind of like Corn Pops and Cap'n Crunch mixed into one, with its whole aesthetic being based off of American gold diggers, the polar opposite of Britain, who at that time typically mined coal. It is made from cereal grain, sugar, and honey, which gives it a very sweet honey flavor. Because it is exclusive to the United Kingdom, it goes by European Union artificial flavor standards. This basically means that the cereal has a more genuine flavor of honey than it would if it was an American cereal, because it uses real honey for the sweet taste instead of artificial sweeteners, which are banned from some European foods. The cereal was originally introduced in the late 1970s and was sold all over the UK and even the United States to start. However, the product was later pulled completely, much to the displeasure of its fans.
Why would they do that?
It wasn't until 1999 when the little golden sugar balls were brought back to the grocery shelves of the United Kingdom. The cereal's mascot is an American gold digger and his mule, named Klondike Pete and Pardner, respectively. The slogan even features the American yeehaw slang, and the character sports an American Southern accent. But the actual cereal never returned to American breakfast bowls and isn't sold anywhere on the North American continent. Kind of seems a little unfair.
I demand a second opinion.
Take another bite out of one of our other great videos and tap that screen. And if it's your first time here, show us some love and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.